Gonna kind of see, we're gonna monitor this trade idea here, go over a little bit on the GIBO updates for those of you guys that had some maxes there. I appreciate you guys there be taking advantage of it. The sale is over. I'm not taking any more. So you missed out. I apologize. Not just kidding, guys. I'll have that option available for you guys when you guys are ready. And I'll give you guys a quick tutorial on the updates that I have, so we can use them to our advantage as we backtest. And I create some notes on that. No, I was just kidding, man. You're not too late, man. Let me see here. Breakouts, high video panel. All right, perfect. All right, I'm in longs right now. And at least maybe to 42.60 is a good area. 42.60 is a good take profit, guys. Let's see. How do we hide this here? We're recording. Show video panel, hide video panel, and hide the there. All right, welcome into the session, guys. Friday, December 5th, 2025. I'm your host, Gerardo G. Money Pius, and these calls are for educational purposes only. Any trade idea or speculation, it is just that, right? This thing turned on us, guys. This thing is Pablo, 35 y 40, perfect, Pablo. 35, 42.50. Muy bien, muy bien. Fui. Otepe, okay. Perfect, perfect. Yeah, guys. So, and obviously, I had that market that price is going to drop all the way down. But again, though, that's why this momentum system is there to tell you, okay, you know what, momentum turn, let's go the other way. There's sometimes about 20% of the time where I can see the system turning and I may counter the system. That's the reason why we got the 2 minute time frame to kind of get that early turn. But ultimately, right, I think was it maybe Wednesday or Thursday, Deanna, you were saying, hey, everything's all bullish. Why we're looking for some sales? It's just we're at an area technically wise, higher time frame wise, that I was starting to see these things turn, and it did turn. We did get a nice drop, but now things are just turning the other way, and that's how it moves around. But I like gold today towards 42.60 on the Saxo and the um, Forex.com chart. Nice rally base rally came into about 38% of that candle, and I think we can at least take it to 42.60. Okay, to complete a nice movement to close the week. Everything is bullish momentum wise. Structure, momentum, and timing is bullish. Nice trend line to the top side. 17 is looking pretty good for it to continue upwards. And let's see, we got the juice to take us right and continue towards that target 42, right below. Yeah, no, 42.60, because that's the extension right there. All right. So, but yeah, so let's quickly go over the basics of the SMT, and then we'll go over on how the GIBO is working on the signals, because the GIBO and the SMT are both working collectively. The only difference is that the GIBO doesn't have the SMT boxes, right? It only has it, but it's using the SMT movement for that. So let's check this out here. Okay, let's if you guys don't have that Notion PDF that I have, that one will be also available at the school. Let me actually let me slow down. My caffeine is just kicking in. Let me slow down. We're gonna go over SMT. We're gonna go over the GIBO, and then we'll go over kind of the school. So I'll recap that for you guys. Okay. So SMT, it's a complete system allowing us to read the market, right? Structure, momentum, and time. But the best thing to how to read this legend, okay, is structure is the easiest thing to understand, right? There's three here because I want us to have an eye on all three. So what does this mean? That on the 2 minute, the 204 flag at the bottom, on the 5 minute as well, and on the 1 hour as well. So there's bullish structure on all three time frames from the time frame that we're in. Okay, so the momentum and the timing, they are only associated with the time frame you're in. So right now I'm on the 5 minute time frame, and we're above the the momentum. The momentum is basically the 52 and the 108 midlines right here. If these midlines are above the midline of the 204, we're in a more bullish territory. That's why I say above 204. So that's basically saying momentum is bullish, right? Instead of saying bullish momentum, it's being very specific. It's green or the bullish color, and we're above the 204. That's the reason why they're bullish. Okay. And then we'll talk about this realignment here in a second. So if I go, for example, to the 1 hour chart, and before I forget, let me put my take profit 42.60. I'm gonna put it at 42.69 kg just to be safe. You never know. 42.59, 59. 42.59, 42.59. Just in case it hits my take profit while I'm doing the session. All right, perfect. Yeah, we got to get rid of the those whole numbers. All right. So 5 minute time frame is reading to us what the 2 minute, 1 hour structure is. Let's go to the 2 minute chart and let's see how it's reading it. There it is. Same information. Now, a little cosmetic touch, right? Now the information goes into that 2 minute row. If I go to the 1 hour time frame, okay, um, it goes down to the bottom row because that's where the 1 hour time frame is. It's simple enough. Simple enough. Everything is bullish. Momentum is above as well, bullish. But let's study the timing, okay, guys? I want you guys to really and this is where I need feedback from you guys. Please don't be shy, okay? Because how I how we can win more together in trading is by getting your input, getting your eyes. We need this, G. We need this because X, Y, Z, and I respect it. The reason why the SMT system was born, it wasn't because of me, guys, right? You probably gotta know this. It wasn't because of me. It's my friend Kevin, right? Who who he learned the basics when we were back in the former company. Obviously, he's a friend. We've been friends for years now. Used to play video games together, and now we just trade. And he went through the same process, learning the ETA candles, learning the cloud. And there was something that I told him about the cloud that something clicked with him. And instead of him seeing the cloud, he actually started seeing the what do you call the market in boxes, because that's how I explained the cloud to him in boxes. And then he started using the cloud in boxes. And then over time, this is born, right? This is born. And again, though, guys, so definitely any opinion you guys have, comment. Hey, G, I accept it because of that reason. Okay. I'll get to that question at the end. Okay. And that's basically boiled down to how much are you looking for? Like it goes, where is price going? Is there opportunity for me to make money here? If I'm going to hold on longer time frames, honestly, I would just say you're a 1 hour girl, to be honest. Not out just, but to be, what do you call? Just to stick to that plan. Okay. But so let's work on timing here. Okay. So what we're looking for, we always want to execute after a retracement, right? So the market moves the same way every single time. It moves in impulse and correction. Okay. So and we always say, right? It gives you an impulse, boom, and then we want the market to give us a retracement. Well, for the SMT, it's not just any retracement, okay? It's a very specific retracement, and it has to do with the 17 box, okay? It has to do with the 17 box. So let's rewind it right here, okay? We'll go ahead and hide some of these things as well. Let's go ahead and hide that. Perfect. All right, and the trend line. All right. So we're worrying about the boxes and we're worried about the flags. Okay, that's what we're worried about. So right now, momentum is bullish. We'll probably do that. Structure, bullish. Momentum, bullish, because both of these green lines are above 204. However, we're late. Remember, when the market is trending upwards, right? We do not want to buy from here, right? Because once price peaks, it would come down, correct? So we don't want to buy at the top, right? We want to buy at after a retracement happens or after a pullback happens. We're trying to time the pullback. We're trying to time the low of that pullback. Make sense? So here, everything is bullish, but we don't want to buy. We want the 17. We want the flag of the 17 to get to the top side. Okay, so as time moves forward, KG, nice, man. Yeah, KG's been sharing me his results with me. $350 account, growing it to 2K in 2 weeks since I made the update on the SMT system. Okay, great stuff, man. He actually, if you don't mind me sharing, man, he actually came, he had to go back to his regular account because, you know, he got a little bit excited on the funded account that he passed, and next thing you know, went the opposite direction. So, congratulations on that, man. That's amazing. $300, 2K, not bad, man. Not bad at all. Definitely get some confidence there, man. But this is what we're looking for right here, guys. Ah, nice. Yes, yes, yes. I got you right here. Okay, this is what we're going through right here, Don, on these right here. So we want to get ready for the buy when structure is bullish, not now, but whenever we're in pullback phase. You see that, guys? That's what we want. This right here, this right here is telling us, okay, opportunity is coming. So whenever, and this is what I really want to code. I want to code a system where we only get alerts when we're in pullback phase, because pullback phase is telling us go look at the chart, right? A buy could be coming. So what do we do right here? Simply, you fib that box. Okay. This is the advanced way to do it. This is like the technical way to do it. And then we'll show you the simple way. You fib that box. Okay. As so. And because it's a normal pullback, it should not go lower than 50%. So 50 to 38% are our entries. Okay. 50 to 38% levels are our entries. Okay. That's our entry zone for a pullback. A pullback, entry zone. Boom. As so. Now, there are times where we get a deep pullback, right, or a complex pullback here. We get a complex pullback only with the 52 is above. Right now, I don't have the 52 box in here, but that's what it means, right? And in that scenario, Donald, right, when we have the 52 above, that just basically saying that just be cautious because that high could serve as a potential resistance or support, right? So, you know, because obviously it's at the high, it's a bearish structure on the 52. But see, this is the pullback entry zone, 38, 50%. And then the complex pullback entry, excuse me, I would say is down here at these levels. We'll color this orange. And then we'll color this yellow since that's technically what the color of the things. All right, guys. So here, right, because everything is bullish, momentum is above the 204, and only a pullback, that is our entry. Okay. Let's see what happens here. Look, we got the complex pullback here. So I believe the 52, yes, the 52 did get above, right there. Okay. So all it means what? That we can potentially get a deeper pullback, correct? Down to the 61% level. Okay. But it's all going to depending on the 17. So here, let's see, as time moves forward, we got realigned back again. So this goes back to the easy mode. Okay, it goes back to the simple mode of things. We use the 17, just the 17 box as our guide for entry. Okay, so we use the box of 17 to guide us. There goes the low of 17, there goes the high, and ideally, right, we want to enter at the 50% with the stop loss being at the low of 17. And we can take it to a 2-to-1, that'd be perfect. If not, we can take it to the extensions of the entire fib that we measured. Let's see what happens here. And notice here how the box starts shrinking. Well, that's what's going to happen, right? But again, the setup is in place from there. And there it goes, guys. Okay. That's how easy it can be when it comes to marking up these charts and finding opportunity on them. Okay. And is this live, man? Yeah, this is live. Nice. I'm about to hit TP, guys. And so what happened earlier, just a few minutes ago, right after the news? Let's see. Yeah, so we never got in pullback phase after the news. This thing just kept pumping up. Okay. So look what happened here, guys. Look what happened right here. We already realigned. All we worry about is what? The 17 bucks. Okay. Where do we enter here? We at least wait for price to come back to 50%, right? We put our stop loss at the low. We take profit 2-to-1 based on that entry. And then from there, TP hit. There you go, Deanna. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. Oh, yeah, my TP just hit too. All right. Perfect, perfect. All right. Oof, very nice. All right. So let's see how this SMT system works now. Okay, excuse me, not the SMT, the GIBO. Okay, GIBO again, it's giving us clues. Is basically what I just explained to you guys on the 17 pullback, then realignment. That is what the GIBO is looking for, right? And again, I'm working on also to create an alarm system for it. So first we need to go into pullback phase. All right, let me bring it up right here. But here, right, the system is a little bit smarter in the sense that okay, it's looking for a certain amount of pip range in that 17 box. So here, okay, we got into the pullback phase. So when structure is bullish and the pullback phase is there, FIBO is looking for a realignment. GIBO is looking for realignment. Okay. And there it is. It realigned, but it did not give us a signal. And this is where the most important thing about understanding GIBO, how it works. Okay. GIBO is analyzed. So again, there's two types of realignment, right? There's like a vanilla raw realignment that it tracks everything right there. You see how it tracked it, but it did not give us a signal. Why is that? Well, because the range of this box may be too big or maybe too small. And that range begins from the midline to the low in this example. That is 50 pips. That's a $5 difference, right? In order for us to for us to get a signal based on my back testing, a 50 pip stop loss is too small on gold. Okay. So if I would have had this minimum 17 half range, again, if these little words don't make sense, guys, please give me some suggestions. I'll take them. I can code them in and make it better for us, right? Um, and so because from the midpoint line to the 50%, excuse me, from the midpoint line to the low, it was only a $5 drop, which is 50 pips. It did not meet the minimum requirement. If I would have adjusted manually to, let's say, 35 pips, we would have gotten a signal. You see that? And when we get a signal, the legend turns on. It tells you to buy. It tells your entry, your stop loss, and your risk in pips. You see, from the midline to the low was a 49 pip risk. If I would put this even at 50 pips, there's no signal. If I put this at 49, there should be a signal. Yep, there it is, because it met that threshold, right? Now, and that's how it works. This system is very smart because it's to our benefit because it avoids giving us a signal at every turn. It gives us a healthy 17 box, and simultaneously, right, is not going to be flirting around with higher time frames because higher time frames, that 17 box could be way bigger compared to a lower time frame. So on a higher time frame, we may need more pips, right? So for example, let me turn off these labels here, the raw ones, the vanilla raw ones, as I'm trying to call them, and let's go back to the regular settings. Actually, let's just finalize this play here. Right, the ideal plan was to wait for price to pull back to the 17, mid 17, stop loss at the low, take profit there. I think we back tested this one and didn't give it to us, and it just went up. Okay, actually no, it did. It went in perfectly, and there it goes. Okay, so that's where we're at. Okay, so that's how the system works. Right now, the back testing that I have for the 5 minute on gold that I've been seeing the most blue on is having it at a 80-120 range. Okay. So if you kind of look back in time, check the history of it. Okay. Here's kind of the results of it right here. Got a little choppy right here, but again, we see more blue than we see red, or stop loss, right? We see more blue than stop losses. And that's where these parameters come in. All right. If you want to trade in a higher time frame, go to that time frame that you want to trade in, maybe the 1 hour. Okay. And we're going to get less signals because the 17 box range, it changes. So here, maybe we can start this one at 120 pips and we can give it a 300 pip range. And there it goes. You see? More pips, bigger time frame, and so forth. And a lot more blue here, right, than stop loss on the 1 hour time frame. Now, with these same parameters, if I go to Euro USD, we're going to get no signals. No signals whatsoever. Why is that? Well, because that range is way too big for Euro USD. Let me see if we can go back to the original ones. Even a minimum of 80 pips is way too much. Hey, it got one right here. Still too small. Let's start it at 35 pips. And we'll give it a 100 pip range. 105. Okay, there it is. Oh, you know what? That range, I don't like it. Look at all these stop losses. Not the best for now. Let's go to a 30-minute time frame. Let's see how those ranges work. 30-minute time frame. Doesn't look like I'm getting many signals. Let's see the 15-minute time frame. Nope. That range is too big. Even that's too big right there. 20. Let's put 15 pips. 15 and 50. Okay. All right, there you go. So we're starting to get more signals here. Sí, Pablo, cualquiera. Así es. All right, on the 15-minute, those parameters are not that's the one I'm trying to back test, Deanna, but I'm liking 120 to 300 right now. Okay. I know 5-minute, I do like the yeah, but yeah, that's the thing. You can play with those numbers and see how much blue you see on those parameters. But yes, the 30-minute works a little better on Euro USD for that. And see, it's a lot of up and down there. So those are the things that I'm working there. But the coding is not going to change. Bullish structure, only looking for buys, waiting for a 17 to give us a pullback. Once it realigns, it's going to give us a signal if the parameters work. Okay, that's not going to change. That's going to be consistent. The only thing that's going to need adjustment is the validated setups scenario. Okay. And again, though, guys, right? You guys are gonna be part of the foundation and adjustments to these trades. For Euro USD right now, Prachi, right now we're looking at 15. And again, I always want to do it on the 5-minute charts from now. So I would say, right, on the 5-minute chart we go. And the current parameters that I have right now, there are no signals. Let's check that out. See, the 15-minute is not finding anything. We may have to go low as 5 in this scenario. All right, there it is. Yep. Not bad. 5 to 50, not bad. We have more blue, so this could be a good one. Let's see. This is live charts. It's a live chart. It just literally called the buy for Euro USD. Let's check the box. Structure is bullish. The momentum is a little mixed, which is fine, but it realigned. But most importantly, guys, right? We have an entry area, we have a stop loss, and we have a target, which I think can be beneficial. And more specifically, just check this. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, so again, right, this, because I'm liking that range, there's more blue than there is stop losses on those parameters for Euro USD. Okay, this is not a bad signal right here. Okay, not a bad one right here to consider for the long. However, how many pips is stop loss is this? Only a 7 pip stop loss. Oh my goodness. If we're measuring our pips with like a 30 pip stop loss, our lot size, that is nothing, guys. That is nothing. Okay. And again, you change time frame. It's looking for the same parameters. It's looking for the same movement, but that time frame is not the ideal thing for it. Okay. So just FYI on that. While we're here, guys, any other questions you guys may have? I covered the SMT. I covered the GIBO, and we'll go to the school here in a second. Let me cover this right here for the SMT. You know how we talked about that the system right now, it's all bullish, but because we can only fit so many candlesticks inside of the box, we can kind of anticipate where a turn could come. Okay. And that's why it's important for us to understand the flags. So this flag right here is at the edge. Okay. When this flag expires, which we know exactly how long it's going to take before it expires. And this works for every flag, but most importantly, right, is the structure flag. It expires in exactly 40 minutes. So in 40 minutes, it's going to shift. and then it's going to try to find the lowest candle or the highest candle. So once it gets rid of this candle, the lowest candle on here is this one right here. Okay, this little wick right there. And how is that wick in relationship to the current low on the right? Okay, it's still lower, so that's good. But when we get rid of this candlestick here, we're still below it, this one, and then this one. Okay, so there's more time left. There is an hour left. So in an hour, the structure remains bullish. Is an hour enough, right? Is it enough for us to continue playing the longs? Because in an hour, at exactly 11 o'clock, give or take, this structure is no longer going to be bullish. It's going to be bearish and come up here. That's why I was able to see the tides turn earlier, right, with gold during the week because of that information right there. All right. But again, we're always here. So again, this setup right here may not be it because of this right there in this example. Okay. What is gold doing? All right, good thing. If you guys took TP at 59, boom. Sí, Pablo, esto lo estoy grabando para ese ejemplo aquí. Okay. Before I forget, this weekend I will be traveling. So we won't have a Sunday session. And then we'll come back. We'll come back. I have a few, Nico, because let's go back to the school. Okay, let's go back to that school and that scenario, which can help us out here. Yes, Diana. Yep. So how much time does this flag have left over? Start from that flag, get your measuring tool to the left, and it's 27 bars. We're in the 5 minute chart. 27 bars times 5 minutes is 3 hours and in 15 minutes, give or take. Okay. So let's quickly go to the school, and any other questions that come up about GIBO, SMT, please feel free to chime in. Where is the school? And again, the full circle. That's the reason why I am liking the school, right? Yes, yes, yeah. Every flag has its timer. Okay. All right. So I have a lot of content in trading. I've been accumulating it. Where do you put it at? There's different areas to put it at. YouTube, you can put it in in Notion documents and stuff like that. But these last recent months, school has been my favorite. Okay. Um, that is Julio, that is one thing that I will also be adding to the indicators on my checklist, alert system, and a filter to see when is, if it only gives me signals during New York, how do they look, London and so forth. So that is something that is really, really important. Okay. Obviously you want to trade it with the most volume. But it's giving you signals, or it's giving you realignment every time it realigns. But yeah, so I found out that I really do like school. If you guys are no promotion or anything like that, if you guys are content creators and have stuff to give, to showcase what you can do, school, I guess the creator of this, Harmosi, he's a smart guy, because originally, in order for you to create your own school, it costs like $100 a month. For a business person that's starting out doing this as a hobby, that adds up quickly, right? Like, I'm just starting out. So he created I think he called a hobby plan. $10 a month, guys, for you to have access to your own school, build your content in the background, have it, And it's just I thought it was genius, right? Because you know I like the system. You get to play with it, you get to experience it, the pros and cons, and it allows you to put content in here, right? So I mean I have content that I'm building. And so here, Nico, to back to your question, right? Once you unlock GIBO, this is locked for you guys. You click on it and it'll give you a way to pay it from there. But once you unlock it, that's where I have instructions to access. And here is where I'm building those tutorials for us there. Okay. On the GIBO. And I'm also obviously working on the Spanish side of things as well. So this is where it would all be, Nico. Not great getting things in video and in writing are there. Sounds good, KG. But yeah, so that's the purpose of the school. And moving forward, 2026, did some research and okay, how am I going to operate moving forward, right? So right now we use Telegram, WhatsApp for our what do you call our communication and so forth. We also have COC as an option. But moving forward, right, this school will be it will be a free option for people to come in, and I'm gonna create some information to teach them about trading. Okay, learn to trade right here. Okay, and again, though, I'm gonna also reopen up our trade circle legacy group for individuals who just want to learn how to trade and don't want to be involved in the day-to-day trading, that COC offers. So I'm gonna have a free version. Join here for free. Bring people in, kind of like a Telegram group. If they want to just be part of the trade circle, is right here. They can join. They'll be limited to very small things. And if they want the whole enchilada, they can also go to the COC and we can go from there. But if you're in the free version, you're only unlocking the learn to trade, right? And I think I have some free resources down here, the free resources. But if you're part of the legacy group, right, you start unlocking the G Money Vault, you start unlocking the Academy where I have more structured courses in there, and you also unlock the SMT indicator, right? How do you unlock GIBO after beta? Well, that one's going to be part of this COC package, right? So that's the reason why I introduced the beta version so we can work with it together, kind of finalize it. And, once you unlock it for this price, and once, there'll be no cost to you. Okay, there'll be a cost to y'all. And if you're part of COC, great. And if not, you'll still have access to the indicator. Yes, Nico. So the SMT will be here as well in the academy, but it also be tied in with there. Yep, absolutely, absolutely. Which I think if I go to learn, not learn to trade, if I go to the academy, look, I have all these sections here, the SMT system. So all right here. There's just some little things that I'm trying to finalize. So it's all right here. Let's see. So what do you mean by free version? So yeah, so people can join the. Let me put it to you like this. Let's see here. Where am I at? Where's my twin brother over here? Perfect. Let me log out. I'm gonna log in as a regular. I'm gonna log in as a regular user. Here's our code. All right. So this is the user view of things, right? If I go to once I share my link to here, people can get access to this page, right? Community is basically kind of like a Facebook chat mixed in with YouTube. But if they go to Classroom, they gotta unlock GIBO if they want it. If you want to get in the Learn to Trade course, it's locked, right? And so everything's basically locked, right? However, the free members, they will have access to. Well, I have it locked for everybody right now because I'm still wrapping up on some details. But the free members would only have access to the Learn to Trade course, and that's just kind of a free Telegram. Let's put it say so they have access to this, and maybe in the future we start using this chat more a little bit more. Okay. So for all of you guys here, right? All of you guys are legacy members already. Okay, you guys are gonna have access to everything. Okay. The only thing that you would need to unlock is the GIBO. Once I'm done with everything, you guys, because you're legacy members, you guys have everything. We'll have everything unlocked. Okay, everything unlocked. Is it really, Aniko? School is it free for? Is free for you as a user or? Yes. Thank you for that. Yeah. So if you're part of a school, right? If you're part of a, I'm like Nico just put it right there. As I'm the content creator. I created this page. There's no cost for you guys on a monthly basis for this, correct? Only if you want to build your school. If you want to be if you have a content that you want to share, that's where there's a charge. But yes, correct. Okay. But yeah, you guys are legacy members. We're still working to get more people in, transition over. But I do like this, to your question, Deanna. I do like that it has a calendar, right? And the calendar, it's there. So obviously, COC classes will be in the COC platform, right? But let's see here. On Wednesday, right? On Wednesday, we have our trade lounge. You come in here, you click on this, and it's giving you the suit, right? I'm gonna have the COC schedule here as well, but obviously I'll put a note there that you gotta be a member, etc. But it's very detailed because if I do let's see, a legacy study group, I don't have access because I'm not at that level, right? To gain access, so it's blocked. But no, the classes will be. I know they do have that you can actually host classes from here. But yeah, but the calendar will be here with the links and everything. Um, and but yeah, because the trade lounge is open for everybody, there goes the Zoom. But yeah, it's a very nice system. I do like the system. Members, yeah, Donald, this is where it starts. This is where you start. Hey, join G's community. Here's the free version of it. Get as much as you need from it. If you want to be a legacy member, have more benefits, there goes the cost. Right. So my plan, they also have a way for you to kind of get some referral bonuses here. My plan is the regular price to join the legacy group. You guys are locked in for life. But moving forward, it will be it's the price that I always promoted at 279 for the year. One-time payment for the year. Okay, one-time payment for the year. And my plan is, any referral that you may bring, you can keep 75 bucks off of that referral. Okay. But yeah, it's going to be an annual thing. I think 275 for the year is somebody who's serious, kind of invest a little bit of themselves and have full access for the year for that. But I'm wrapping up those details as well. I'll present them to you guys and once everything is ready. But yeah, this doesn't replace COC. It's kind of more like a filter to help people pace themselves, right? Pace themselves. They get the whole enchilada with COC. They got the GIBO indicator, the FIBO indicator, the live trading, 4 live trading sessions if you're bilingual, 2 if you're there. But again, you do have access to those tools, guys. Alrighty. But so for all you guys, all legacy members, there's gonna be no cost to this for you guys. The only thing is if you want to unlock GIBO, that's the only price that there is. Okay. And all you got to do is click there, and then you can pay with the card, pay with Apple Pay. You prefer to pay with Zelle or Cash App, just message me, and you can have those details from there. But other than that, guys, let's see how gold is doing. Did a crazy pullback there. Let's go over this right here, okay? And we'll wrap it up. One more detail on the timing part. Uh, one more detail here on the timing part that is crucial to understand. So bullet structure pullback. That's the start of the next. That's the prequel to the next move, if we want to call it that way. Okay. When things realign bullish, you're gonna see edit mode. All right. You are going to see that little the 17, get a little number on the on in it right here. Okay. That number has been updated to 26. Again, using the cloud parameters, right? The cloud parameters, the TK line was the Tinkinson line was 9 and the baseline was 26. That's the reason why I chose that number 26. Okay, using those numbers there. So whenever things realign, this tells us how many candles has it been since that realignment. The closer that number gets to 0, has been realigned for too much time without a pullback. So whenever this gets to 0, it doesn't go into negative numbers. We may get a strong reaction back down. So it communicates to us 2 things. Don't enter because we're too high, and take profit because this thing could flip back on us, right? So if I push the price back up here, see it's 25. So every candlestick, it's given us a new counter. So let's continue moving forward. Okay. When did we get this pullback here? What was it? What was the number? We were only okay, we're halfway in, so it's not bad. Okay, we're still good. We can use this here. As is decreasing, it goes 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right there. Okay. Yes, it's bullish. But yes, we've been realigned for more than 26 candlesticks. At some point, this thing is going to do something like that. Look what it just did. Yeah, see, that guy's actually, it did it right at the 26 candlestick. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, 17-0. The next candlestick, it gave us a strong pullback back to the downside. All right, so very good thing to say. I'm glad we took profit. Hopefully nobody continued to buy from there anymore. Just simply because I think that was the only move that we had right at 59. Right at 59 was our target. But yeah, we'll conclude this session here for today, guys. This weekend I won't have I will not have a Sunday study call simply because I'll be traveling. And I'm really, as you guys noticed, I have a little more energy simply because this coding stuff was taking a lot of bandwidth from me. It really was. You guys may have not noticed it or whatnot, but it really, really was. It was taking a lot of bandwidth from my thinking because when you code, it's like you're writing a book almost, right? It's like you don't want to lose the place where you're in, especially right. I'm learning how to code at the same time. You got to be locked in. But yeah, for sure, the SMT, the SMT itself, right? In my opinion, is exactly where I want it to be. Exactly where I want it to be. Okay. GIBO is following that. I don't have to code too many things on FIBO. It's kind of there already, but I think we have a system that we can use it as a foundation to teach new people. And I personally just want people to experience that opportunity in trading, from the beginning. But I appreciate you guys' support.
Hey, I got one question.
Absolutely, Dana.
When you in a pullback and you doing a fib, are you fibbing the whole box or just the 17 box or yeah, because I noticed sometimes you don't fib the whole box. You might fib just the 17 box. So I just want to know.
Yeah, so let's go back again to the higher time frame, right? So obviously the bigger box gives us those better fib levels. So structurally wise is the whole thing. Is the whole thing. That's where you want to do it. The only time I come in for the smaller box, right, is just for the entries, because you know how sometimes it may not touch that midpoint, it may touch just above it, 38% of it. So that's kind of the only reason why I would measure the 17 box, is just where is that percentage that if it doesn't touch the 50% of the 17, where is the 38%? Where's 20? But yes,
Gotcha.
that definitely the big box. And again, guys, see, our sweet setup, our sweet spot setup is when something is bullish and there's a complex pullback. I'll show you guys more examples on another session. But it's una caída muy fuerte, Pablo. No sé cómo, I wouldn't know how to get it from up there. I mean, there's things up to the left. No, yeah, I think it got very near the high. Yeah, but igual, we don't need this one. Okay, it'll be nice, but we don't need it. We'll see if this is gonna stay bearish, right? This is the impulse, guys. We wait for a pullback, and then if the 2-minute chart aligns bearish, we can play with it. But if not, I wouldn't worry about it. I think we closed the week up strong.
So that's not like 786 institution, and now you're looking to go up.
Nah, but no, I was about to say that. Yeah, it is here. Where's it at? Here it goes. So again, the only thing we have control of is where to buy from, right? And this is a very nice drop into the institutional level. If you see it enough, you start noticing, hey, we're at the institutional level. The technical setup for this is we look to buy from here, stop loss at the low, take profit there. But this is kind of where, like, hey, price is dropping way too much. I may like it, I may not, but we don't have to trade it. We just got to train our eyes for it. I'll share the setup with us here, and we'll come back to it to see if it holds. Okay. See, Paulo. Paulo just said how important it is to take profit. Everything that he would have gained if he wouldn't closed up there, he would have lost all that. Yes, that's the most important thing, guys. Taking profit. Taking profit, take the money and go. Nice. All right, well, we'll say goodbye for now. Appreciate you guys, and chat WhatsApp is always open, and we'll go from there. All right, closing shop. Have a good weekend, guys. Thank you.